romantic relationships. When it comes to relationships, there's hardly anyone around who is more excited than campaigners to share with their partners the bounty of ideas and eye opening experiences that life has to offer. For people with the campaigner personality types, relationships are a joyous process of mutual exploration and imagination, a chance to connect with with another soul. Campaigners take their relationships seriously and are known for their uninhabited and unshakable devotion to the people whom they've committed their hearts. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's why I knew that my hypocrisy of changing seemed like such a betrayal to those around me, because I was lying to myself for so long that, inevitably it felt to them like I had been lying to them and they didn't know how to trust me because I turned into literally a different person. That's why it was easier for strangers to trust me than the people who had known me all through my adult life, pretending to be something that I thought was best. In the dating phase of campaigners can be said to tolerate such a formal process. To begin with, they will show these qualities by showering their new flames with affection and will do everything they can to build a strong relationship by demonstrating their devotion and reliability by whatever means available. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's why my wife, who hated gifts in general of the universe, not just from other people, um, she had to look beyond my, gift giving personality type. But she did, and that was worth it for both of us. Campaigners have the advantage of irresistible charm when it comes to attracting a partner. Campaigners' warmth, excitement, and passion are simply alluring. Yeah, that's why it was so easy for me to get first dates, but not so much second dates when I wasn't being honest with myself. Other people could sense it. Long distance relationships are quite common among campaigners, as they view physical distance as just another idea, no match for concepts like love. Yeah, that's for sure. This gives them the chance to demonstrate their commitment both by staying true despite the physical separation and with overtures of effort to surprise their partners. Crossing that distance on a whim, absolutely, that's something that I do a lot. These are demonstrations of campaigners' mystery, idealism, and deep emotion, and such efforts often keep the flames of a relationship burning bright. People with the campaigner personality types express these ideals sexually as well, exploring the physical with imagination and passion, viewing these times together as a chance to let their feelings for each other shine, sharing their love and affection. Campaigners will willingly experiment with their partners even early in a relationship, but they can also be oddly perfectionistic, believing that these physical acts are a representation of their deeper love and as such should not be performed carelessly. This perfectionism is also a reflection of their sensitivity, their desire to not disappoint, and campaigners appreciate a well placed compliment. Yeah, even if I don't, you know, understand like my wife will tell me that, I have great taste in music. Um, that doesn't mean as much to me as it does to her as a musician, but I appreciate that it means something to her. And that even helps me understand that, those are the compliments she dreams of. So that's why, I will start complimenting her, saying, "You have great taste in music." It's listening beyond what people say to what they mean. It's almost like mind reading, but it's that's tough because mind reading to most people is like reading a book, and it's like trying to read a book in a language that no one knows, and you kind of have to judge it by the curves and the letters. It's super super weird, but you start to learn people's own psychological languages, their own behavioral languages. Not everyone can handle the excitement, occasional neediness, and emotional ups and downs that this philosophy entails, for sure. Whether long distance or long term, mystical or physical, Campaigners constantly explore new ideas and improvements, fantasize about future possibilities. In dating, this tendency to look at potential rather than the present can be self defeating. Absolutely. And their spontaneity makes it harder to stay focused on their end goal of a long term relationship. If their partners aren't able to reciprocate these acts of excitement and devotion, campaigners will likely end up feeling unhappy and misunderstood. I felt that in past relationships too. So you think you know the real me. Campaigners go all in with their relationships, and if they fall apart despite their efforts, they can end up plagued with questions about why the relationship failed and what they could have done differently. Without a buoy, these thoughts can crush campaigners' self esteem as they sink into depression. I've definitely experienced that in the past, more with friendships than anything else. Um, it is important for campaigners' personality, as with anyone, to remember that relationships are in all ways mutual interest, mutual growth, and mutual responsibility, and they can't be solely accountable. Yeah, that's what I started to realize when I met Sarah. After a trial like this, campaigners may be reluctant to open up and commit, and it can take years for a partner to navigate their bewildering depth and intensity, falsely believing that campaigners' enthusiasm and apparent openness means that they wear everything on their sleeves. The reality is that campaigners' spontaneity, the seeming inconsistency and erraticism the untrained eye sees isn't a product of flightiness or lack of depth, but the opposite. It is a drive to express ideas about the mystical, all encompassing energy in the confines of a physical world, and underlying it all is the uniting principle of love expressed in many different ways, but unshakable and infinite at its core. Yeah, I definitely feel that.